Hello and welcome, I'm Ankit Tuteja and you are watching Tech It Out. As India celebrates the 77th Independence Day, we bring you some interesting innovations developed by Indian tech startups. From a gadget that can help visually impaired children to India's first passenger drone, we have an exciting lineup of indigenous technologies that you must know about. Let's get started. These days, children are spoiled for choice when it comes to gadgets and learning apps. But ever thought, how many of these can be used by blind children? Probably none. A tech startup has identified this gap and created a gadget that can be used by visually impaired children. Watch the story to know more.
India is home to the largest number of blind people in the world. But sadly, the braille literacy rate in India is only 1%. Far lower than the regular literacy rate of about 77%. The lack of trained educators is a huge roadblock in proliferating braille learning. Tinkerbell Labs, an India-based tech company, is now trying to fill this void with Annie, which they are marketing as the world's first self-learning braille literacy device.
Hi there, I'm Annie. Welcome to the main menu.
We spoke to Sanskriti Dawle, CEO and co-founder of Tinkerbell Labs, to understand how Annie could prove to be a revolutionary device for visually impaired children.
Annie is the world's first self-learning braille literacy device. Annie helps children learn how to read, write and type in braille by themselves, starting from learning dot combinations on 5x magnified braille to learning standard size letters and practicing them. We also have a Perkins style keyboard that teaches them to write, and we have the world's first and only digital braille slate that has been developed in India and is being used globally.
Let's take a closer look at Annie. It has two large braille cells to introduce the child to braille. The 6 standard size braille cells cover all primary learning needs. It has interactive content to make braille learning fun.
Let's see if you can help the letter C, and her cousins are having dinner together. But they have an imposter at their table. To help them, find the odd letter on the standard braille display and press the key to tell me its position.
A friendly voice guides students in their local language, which eliminates the need for hand-holding and constant supervision. Annie evaluates answers given by the students instantly and gives smart, corrective feedback.
Hey, you found the imposter.
It enables special educators to focus on multiple students at the same time.
The Annie learning ecosystem comprises not only of the hardware product Annie, but also the connected learning platform Helios, which makes a systemic integration possible for inclusive education policies. Additionally, we have more than 900 hours of teaching content in just one language, and we have 16 languages and counting. The kind of reach and scalability that Annie has reached is not replicable very easily just by replicating the hardware.
The makers have curated content suitable for all age groups. The company claims visually impaired students can use the smart device to learn to read, write and type in braille on their own while having fun.
Annie is different from every other device in that Annie does not require you to know braille. Annie teaches you braille so that you can leverage all other technology out there. You can read books, you can use paper and stylus or whatever it is that you want. But Annie helps with the first step of learning braille.
In India, Tinkerbell sells Annie as a smart class solution. Their biggest customers are government-run special schools.
Annie is the world's first self-learning braille literacy solution. And we have, in India we sell an Annie Smart Class, which is priced between 9.3 lakhs to 18.6 lakhs based on the size of the classroom. Internationally, we sell individual Annies per child. So they are priced very differently.
In many countries outside of India, Annie is sold for $1,000. By comparison, most braille readers cost between $5,000 and $15,000.
The price point is actually really cost effective. Deploying Annie is up to 5 times cheaper than employing traditional methods to achieve the same learning outcomes. That's why governments, CSRs, and private philanthropic organizations all over India have taken up the implementation of Annie Smart Class, because it is a cost-effective method to meet the learning outcomes and create social impact.
The company does not face tough competition in the segment yet, but how prepared is it to take on the future rivals?
I would say we should embrace technology in every area. It is the cornerstone of scalable social impact. We are expanding our target from India to the world. We've started our company in India, but we are always very aware that low braille literacy is a global issue that we're solving. And right from our product design process, we've incorporated global insights and best practices.
Tinkerbell Labs has lofty goals. They want to become the world leader in inclusive education. We wish them success.
You would make an amazing detective. Looks like you've completed this level. To head to the next level, press the right key.
Our next story is about a new innovation that aims to help individuals with mobility impairments, such as wheelchair users who are often at a disadvantage when traveling. But this Indian startup has a solution to the problem. It is empowering the differently abled with the freedom to move around independently. Here is more.
According to the World Health Organization, about 15% of the world's population lives with some form of disability. In India, disabled people constitute around 5% of the country's population. People with disabilities struggle with even basic activities that we usually take for granted, like standing, walking, and running. While wheelchairs are there to help people with mobility issues to move around and enjoy the outdoors, they usually require another person's help. Moreover, the strength required to move a traditional wheelchair and the limitation to cover long distances are some of its other downsides. Electric wheelchairs, on the other hand, are more effective, but they are very heavy and not particularly portable. Enter Neoboard. Neoboard is said to be India's first indigenous motorized wheelchair vehicle. In other words, it's a wheelchair that doubles up as an electric scooter. Developed by India's prestigious institute IIT Madras, Neoboard combines a motor-powered attachment and the wheelchair called NeoFly. Both Neoboard and NeoFly are being commercialized under NeoMotion, an IIT Madras incubated startup.
The key of our product is the simplicity and ease with which NeoFly and Neoboard could be attached. The two vehicles could be joined, and we have come up with a attachment mechanism which can be implemented very quickly. So the user, without taking anybody's help, joins the products in just 5 to 10 seconds time. They can attach it to their wheelchair on their own independently. They can go out of their house on their own, go to the market, go to their office, and do all the activities on their own without taking anybody's help.
Interestingly, Neoboard is referred to as an all-terrain motorbike, which means it can be used to climb a steep hill with its gradient-supported mobility or be driven through the potholed streets. Neoboard basically helps wheelchair users move around independently, anywhere and anytime. Nearly 95% of all wheelchairs sold in India are one size fits all. This restricts mobility and could be detrimental to health. However, NeoMotion hopes to change this.
NeoFly is a customizable wheelchair which is built according to the user. Based on their body measurements and health assessment, we fit it to the end user so that they have a great posture, there is no shoulder or back pain. Propelling it is very smooth, and they can go very easily into small lifts, small bathrooms, and so on. For outdoor mobility, we built Neoboard, which is an add-on which converts the wheelchair to a bike. They don't need to shift from their wheelchair to any other vehicle. They can simply attach it and go outdoors on roads without taking anybody's help.
But here is an important question. How safe is Neoboard?
All the typical features that are present in a road vehicle, like rear view mirror, horn, lights, are present on it. It's equipped with a seat belt. There are anti-tippers which prevent the device from tipping sidewise or backsides. There is a very rigorous standard for roadworthiness testing certified by ISO, and that gives us the confidence that the product is safe to be driven on roads.
An average wheelchair is typically priced around 10,000 rupees in India. That's approximately $120. And an electric wheelchair costs anywhere between 45,000 and 80,000 Indian rupees, which is around $550 to $970. So how much does a Neoboard cost?
Neofly and Neoboard are priced at 1 lakh rupees. It's also available in EMI, where one can buy in installments of 6,000 to 7,000 rupees a month.
Neoboard is priced at 1 lakh Indian rupees. We wish it was priced a tad lower. According to the company, products with features comparable to Neoboard are available only in the global market, and they are at least 3 to 5 times more expensive. Neoboard is doing its bit to help people with special needs belonging to the economically weaker section.
We have launched an initiative called Livelihood on Wheels. We have partnered with multiple food delivery companies, and now these wheelchair users are doing food deliveries, and they're able to earn about 15,000 to 20,000 rupees a month. Close to 100 users have been placed, and the goal is to increase the number as high as possible and have as many wheelchair users deployed across India so that they can start earning on their own.
This invention appears to be promising. We think the disability landscape in India needs more such functional and assistive devices.
We have seen robots do many things, from cooking in the kitchen to conducting surgeries in hospitals. But you know what? An Indian firm is using the power of robotics to help end the practice of manual scavenging in the country. We get you more details in this story.
Manual scavenging. It's a practice where people have to manually clean manholes or drains and remove human fecal waste. While it's prohibited under Indian law, the activity is still prevalent in many parts of the country. What's even worse, deaths of workers who descend into these closed spaces are not uncommon. An Indian tech startup has a high-tech solution to this problem. Meet Bandicoot, a robot that can clean manholes. Developed by Kerala-based startup Gen Robotics, it is said to be the world's first robotic scavenger.
Why people need to enter into manhole in this era where we are sending missions to Mars, and we are controlling it from here. So we identify this is not a technological problem; it's only that people are not addressing this issue. So that's how we identified, sanitation, specifically the cleaning of underground drainage. It's a very dangerous job. It's a confined space cleaning. A lot of poisonous gas are there. People are dying doing this job. In India, every 5 days, one person is dying due to this particular job. So we find this particular problem should be, no person should have a faith of cleaning underground drainage for the sake of society. So we felt robotics is a perfect fit for solving this issue.
Bandicoot is a robotic machine that is engineered for cleaning any type of sewer manhole. The robot consists of 2 major units, a stand unit and a robotic drone unit. The drone unit is the one that dives into the manholes for the cleaning operations. The 80 kg robot lifts the heavy metal cover on its own, drops its robotic arm into the manhole, scoops out the solid waste, and dumps it into a bucket.
It can clean up to 12 manholes in a day. It will take hardly 20 to 30 minutes to clean one manhole, and only 2 people is required.
The diving depth of the robotic drone is customizable.
It is flexible like a human being. It can take different type of tasks, and it will do much faster and productive than a human being. And by understanding different type of problem inside manhole, it will do the cleaning activity in a much more better sense than a conventional human being doing its cleaning. So that's why robotics is a perfect fit for this particular task. And if in a very simple terms, you can say Bandicoot robot is a device which will replace men out of manhole and even change the name of manhole into a robohole.
The robotic solution only requires a person to operate it from a safe distance. The operator can control the drone unit by monitoring a high-definition display that gets inputs from waterproof cameras mounted on the drone unit. According to the firm, the robot can perform operations in any hazardous or corrosive sewerage environments for a longer period. The high-tech solution is being used in more than 15 Indian states. The company has also begun exporting the robot to other countries. This robotic device provides a respite for workers engaged in manhole cleaning. We need more such technological innovations that can help address social and environmental issues.
We know how useful drones can be. They're used for mapping, security, and even to deliver essentials like medical kits in remote areas. Their potential is limitless. And this Made in India drone that we are going to show you next proves exactly that.
Look at this drone. Do you know what makes it different from other drones? It can not only carry cargo, but humans too. Developed by an Indian startup, it's claimed to be the country's first human-carrying drone. The drone has been created by Pune-based Sagar Defence Engineering Company in close collaboration with the Indian Navy. Called Varuna, the drone has been designed to help the Navy transfer its personnel between warships. The drone, which uses 16 rotors, can travel 25 kilometers in 30 minutes. It has a payload capacity of 130 kilograms. The drone also has a ballistic parachute in case of safety failure. Last year, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi witnessed the demonstration of India's first passenger drone. The drone flew a few meters above the ground and safely landed. The drone is currently being used by the Indian Navy, but the company also has plans to release a commercial version in the coming years.
It is similar, analogous to the Wright brothers era, and there are no major players into this domain because this domain is very new, which is multi-rotor crafts, and that too heavy lift. So the risk and responsibility in this is on a higher side. That is where the vision comes in the stages of urban air mobility, where the traffic is increasing day by day and the population is also on the rise. So we have less road space to travel. That is where air will be utilized for your shorter distance travel. And that is where the vision of Varuna came in the commercial segment as well.
This passenger drone carries numerous other benefits. The urban air mobility vehicle can also be used for rescue operations. The passenger drone can also serve as an air ambulance in remote areas. We find this innovation exciting. What do you think about it?
When it comes to the Indian startup ecosystem, there is no dearth of innovative solutions. Here is a quick wrap of some of the revolutionary technologies that have the potential to reshape various industries.
It's the Z-Pod, India's first fully autonomous vehicle. Designed by Bengaluru-based startup Minus Zero, it is said to be equipped with self-driving technology and artificial intelligence. The four-wheeler does not have a steering wheel, but it includes high-resolution cameras. The camera sensor suite, coupled with AI algorithm, helps it navigate through traffic, control speeds, and avoid obstacles. The Z-Pod has a 4-seater layout with seats facing each other. In the near future, the Z-Pod can be used in places like educational campuses, residential areas, and tech parks as well. Chennai-based space tech startup Agnikul Cosmos is behind India's first 3D printed rocket engine. The company has even got a patent for what is said to be the world's first single-piece 3D printed rocket engine. Called Agnilet, it is just one hardware with no assembled parts. Rocket engines usually have thousands of parts in them. Agnikul Cosmos has also set up India's first ever rocket facility, which is dedicated to 3D printing such rocket engines at scale. Meet Rahul and Neha Rastogi, the founders of Agatsa Software. They have developed a pocket-sized portable ECG machine. It's called Sanket Life 2.0. According to the makers, the device can detect cardiac symptoms in just one ECG. The information can be easily shared with doctors or healthcare providers in real time. It is medically validated and has 98% accuracy.
Well, that's all we have for you in this episode of Tech It Out. I'm sure technology will continue to liberate and empower us. We will keep bringing you exciting inventions and updates on the latest gadgets. I will be back soon. Until then, keep watching WION World is One. And yes, don't forget to follow us on social media. I wish you a happy Independence Day. For now, it's me, Ankit Roteja, signing off.